Oh, don't get me wrong. There are some boss fights that really piss me off in like Souls games, or not, or in just games in general. Boss fights, bosses that like teleport around are the bane of my existence. I utterly hate them because you run up to them, you're getting close, and then suddenly they teleport away, and you're like, "Fuck!" So you have to run up to them again. They teleport away, and it's like it's not fun at this point. It's just me chasing after you until I can get like 1 or 2 hits in.
Yeah,
you just teleport away again.
Exactly.
So annoying.
Thanks for completely summarizing my point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Ed,
It's like one boss fight.
What is your least favorite boss fight? Something that sticks out to you as like this is exactly how you shouldn't do it.
Do you know what? Actually, there was a. It's odd because I really liked this standalone, but in Spider-Man Miles Morales, you know the one, the main woman, the friend of Miles Morales.
Oh yeah,
She
he turns out to be bad. We didn't see that coming.
Yeah, we didn't see that coming. The thing is, she has multiple different kinds of abilities, and it's just like what Jake was saying. Where not Jake, sorry, Ben said it. Was it you that said about the teleporting? Ben?
Who cares? Same.
One of those guys. They look the same.
The other two.
Yeah.
It was like that, where like you would give her one hit, and she would have this ability to just zip all the way across to the back of the map, and then put up like a sort of a block attack, so you couldn't hit anymore. And it was just a matter of rinse and repeat, doing the same thing again. It was like, for fuck's sake. This isn't like tactics anymore, because you're not changing something up. You're not making me do something. It's just waiting until you put your shield down again, and then I can hit you, and then you fuck off again for 5 minutes. You know, that one really stuck in my mind. If I had to play that game again, I probably wouldn't have. I would have been like all the way up to that point and gone, oh no.
Yeah.
Not this again.
You know.
Oh man, can't go round. Guess I'll turn the game off.
Oh, the end's so good though. You don't want to miss that. Oh. What about you, Jake? Though.
For me, I was gonna say the Dragon King off of Demon Souls. That like.
Oh, the Dragon God.
Dragon God, that was it. I just barely felt like a boss fight though.
Yeah,
I despised
2-3. Wait, what is that? That's
it was the last one, wasn't it?
2-3. That's 2-3. Yeah, it's very puzzly.
Yeah.
It's like you have to dodge. Yeah, it's not really like a traditional boss fight.
I feel like
it is like the case of
trying.
trying.
Oh, you're gonna fight such a cool dragon, and then it's like, oh, break these barriers, run back, break some more barriers, run back, and then do the same again, and then slowly chip away just at these barriers, almost one shot. It was terrible.
I think that's more down to the fact the game came out like 2007 originally.
Yeah, it's a remake.
So it's not. Okay. You know what I mean? Like it's not. You wouldn't get that in a modern one.
No, I can't really think of any bad ones, but I can tell you a good one if you want.
Go on.
Do you remember the Valkyrie Queen off of God of
Oh
War?
yeah.
Yeah,
great
I mean, the
fight.
Valkyrie's full stop, but the Valkyrie Queen, obviously, like even harder. That was a good boss fight.
That was good because it wasn't just a grind. You know, there was stuff going on. She moved around. It was good fun. That was good fun. The Valkyries are tough, especially if you're doing them the first thing in the game.
Yeah, straight to
Is that what you did?
Yeah, 100%.
Of course.
As soon as you could.
I think there was a point where I didn't even have the Chaos Blades, and I texted Ed a picture of like, how do you get this chick out here? And it was her. I'd done them all or something, and she was like, yeah, you can't do that. And I'm like, no, I'm sure I can beat her. And he's like, no, it's end game spoilers. And I was like, is it really, or are you just being a dick? He's like, no, really, it will spoil the game for you. I'm like, frick.
No, damn it! I actually have to play the rest of the game now.
Yeah. I was like, because this is the thing. Like, it kind of sounds like I've been making this case that boss fights suck, but I love doing it. I went through all of the Valkyries on super hard mode because I didn't have half the stuff that Kratos had. He was way under leveled. I just found them and was like, I gotta beat these things, you know, because they were great fights. They were so different and so interesting. And you know, so like, given the right circumstances. That's a good pick. That Valkyrie Queen was a great pick. What good boss.
Yeah, that always stands out for me. Yeah,
great boss. Good pick.
The thing... I'm trying to think of a boss that I just don't like. There's a couple, and I can't like name them, but there are a couple in Kingdom Hearts that have just been like the bane of my existence as well. As much as I love those games, there's
always
like...
going to be like bad bosses in every game, right? Especially if they got a lot of...
Ursula.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
Starting what? Kingdom Hearts 1?
Yeah,
Took
that
me
sucked.
so
That was
long
not
to
a
beat
fun
her.
fight.
No, it was not.
I'll tell
Yeah, I
you.
agree.
Yeah, I knew you would, Ed.
Yeah.
The Khan in Ghost of Tsushima. I hated that.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that. It was so
yeah,
hollow.
where you kept running on the weird ship.
He
and that.
keeps
I completely
running and
forgot about
sending guys out to you, except he's still fighting you, so it's not really like a wave. And it didn't really make sense, and you're being shot by archers that you can't go and defeat. Like, you can't climb up there and kill them. And he like goes to all these weapons, but you don't have to use different stances to defeat him. It really bugged me. Like, it would have been so like poetic for him to run, and like, you know, he starts off with the spear, so you have to use like the spear stance, and then he switches to like a you know, the brute shield, so you have to use the moon stance, and then that gets thrown off, and so he has, you know, you have to do like the sword. Like, that would have been a really good progression as he moved through like different weapons, trying to escape you and drag you into a fight. And instead, it's just a really lackluster fight. He could have just been
really anticlimactic.
Yeah, it really did. And then you cap it off with the fight at the end with Shimura, which ultimately is just a tough duel, and that was brilliant. You know?
Oh, it's so good. That ending was beautiful.
Yeah, I just wish the Khan fight had been
good. I mean, I didn't realize I was fighting the Khan for ages.
Yeah,
because it wasn't big enough. I was
yeah,
like,
he could have been a brute,
what?
right? He could have just been one of the big guys.
And I was
so
like,
forgettable.
It didn't have that big impact that I thought it was going to have. So I wasn't thinking I was fighting the Khan until I was like, oh wait a second, and yeah, it completely lost on me.
Yeah,
completely.
It so much. It feels like it could be any one of those missions where you board the Mongol boats out to sea and you're just fighting like a big tough enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and a bunch of other guys.
Brutes,
yeah, it's just meh. So frustrating. Yeah.
Well, Iki Island was better.
Iki Island was good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It was so good.
It's really good. It's worth getting for sure.
Wait, you haven't played that yet, have you, Jake?
No, I haven't. I have the collector's edition out of not collector's edition. Director's edition of my PS5 and that.
That's so weird, Sheps, because Ghost of Tsushima is the only game ever.
It's true. I don't know. Like, it's been weird. Everybody's been talking about these enemies that I haven't encountered. I guess I just haven't found that side quest yet. But
yeah, you haven't found it yet. Yeah.
You even managed to bring your Conversations Ghost of Tsushima talk over here.
In fairness, it came up organically about boss fights. It did. So, you know.
It did, but you did not hesitate.
The Rat King in The Last of Us 2.
Oh, that's a good boss.
That's a good boss fight.
That is a good boss fight.
Like, it's scary, like that thing that splits off. Oh,
so good.
The rest of the game is awful because it's all SJW propaganda, obviously.
Facts, and
of course,
and 2 female leads, double the trash.
Double
Garbage.
trash. Double.
And one of them kills the main male. So
exactly. That's
trash.
just
disgusting.
Right?
Disgusting.
Girls don't sell, we know it.
And they were and the 2 girls, 2 of them were lesbians as well, so that extra trash.
Extra. Exactly.
All true. But yeah. The Rat King took me so many attempts on my first playthrough.
Yeah.
Second playthrough, I did it like first time. I was like,
once you know what to do and what to look out for, and also because you kind of know it's coming, so if you can bring like a flamethrower with you, you know?
Yeah.
But like, that's not the point, you know? Like, I definitely feel that it's still a great boss fight because the first time you encounter it, it's so good. You know,
it's amazing.
But once you know how to beat it, it's not a hard fight. But like,
it was so unexpected as well. Like, it was such a big thing, and it was like,
fucking mental.
Disgusting creature.
Thing is, I remember knowing that something was coming up because I think I streamed it all, so we could even see it.
Oh, you did.
I was like, I know game design enough to know that when I jump over this thing, there's no coming back, and I'm like, something's gonna happen. I'm
And
like,
also,
okay,
like,
what's happening? And then this fucker pops out. I'm like, whoa! I was not expecting this. No.
Expecting a bloater or something.
Yeah. The funny thing as well is like that whole lead up in the hospital, like, you know it's coming. The whole time you're down there, you're like, you know something's coming, and then stuff gets moved, and something's not where it was, and you're like, okay, something is coming. But the way they did it, So good.
Great.
So good.
Yeah, because they set it up really well, like making the hospital have like this big outbreak, and then having like the enemies and NPCs chatting about how the infection's really bad down there and things like that. But it was set up perfectly. Yeah.
And then, just like the other game we mentioned, which had a brilliant boss fight as well, fighting Abby. Fighting Ellie. Trash.
Ellie.
That was
Absolute
so
trash.
bad. It was that's one of the worst boss fights for me.
I do love that they
liked it.
they did that part in the game, and they were like, yes, and now we're gonna get you to fight Ellie. All right, what's my motivations? Well, I have no motivation because this is a character that we've loved for 2 games.
Yeah, it's a character that we love, and I'm playing a character that, as of right now, I hate and don't care about their motivations. Don't understand. A lot of people don't like her character design. There's like no good things about her except she's voiced by Laura Bailey, and I'm supposed to go up against the female character, like the iconic PlayStation female character now, you know?
Yeah. Now Ben will say that he loved her.
I did.
Fucking see, I can't believe this shit.
I really liked Abby.
But
I
then-
love
But then,
I love what.
at
no,
that
but
point,
at that point, at
that point, when you take
At
over
that point.
Abby and you're fighting Ellie, did you love Abby?
Yeah, because that's right at the end of her bit.
That's right at the end. It's right at the beginning of her bit.
Is it?
Yeah,
No, it's not. Wait, was it?
yeah. I'm like certain of it.
No,
that
it
in
was
the
right at the
thing?
end.
No,
it
you
was right
get-
at the end of day 3.
Well, the thing, no, what it is, so
It's the end. It's at the end of Ellie's bit, and then you take over Abby.
No, because Ellie's bit ends with obviously Abby showing up, and then it cuts to Seattle Day. It goes to the flashback, and then it goes back to Seattle Day 1, and then you play through 1, 2, 3, and at the end of 3, you have Abby's
I can't remember
fighting
at what
Ellie.
point we
I
find
can't
out
remember.
about that. Spoilers for Last of Us Part 2. That the reason why Abby's coming after you is because of her dad that you killed. I can't remember at what point that is. If it's before that, then I get there's some
before.
reasoning, but still the brutal way that she did it was like so beyond. Like Joel did it because he was trying to protect someone that was gonna actively kill effectively his daughter.
Yeah.
And he had the trauma of losing his daughter before. This way was just like, okay, I'm just going out for revenge in the most brutal way possible. Not even like, I'm going to shoot you in the head. I'm going to fucking mercilessly beat you with a fucking iron.
I purposely lost that fight a bunch of times to see how Abby would get got. You know?
I did not.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I didn't like the fact that Abby was fighting Ellie. I didn't like pressing these buttons to like choke her out. It wasn't good. But I liked that it was in the game. I thought it created like this, because I liked Abby, right? I really liked Abby. At this point, I thought she was great, a great character.
Fitness chicks, yeah.
Yeah,
I
all about
think her
muscle
motivations was kind of there. I understood her motivations, but then they made you go into this thing right after you start to like her, of like
and do something that you're gonna hate
completely.
her for.
Yes, and I really liked that decision. I thought it was really smart, and then it made it even worse when. Even better, sorry, when like you were Ellie fighting her, it was like taking it back.
Yeah, except
and going back.
It's a shit fight.
Oh,
It is geared.
it's
It is
shit.
geared for you to lose anyway.
It's geared for you to lose, which okay, it's a scripted loss. Okay, fine,
it's a
whatever.
narrative
But like,
thing.
at least when I played it, and maybe they've patched it in, like you're like listening for Ellie, and she's just walking around like some trash MP. Like it's not
True.
good. It's not a good fight.
She's a
if
very
it was-
bad NPC. That's what
She is, and what I would have loved to have seen is this like lean, scrawny, like look, Ellie's a formidable person, right, in this world. And
Yes.
look, is she gonna win an arm wrestle against Abby? No, but Abby should have felt in that moment that she's being stalked by a fucking lion. That's how that should have felt, right? And,
That's true.
And when you're playing as Ellie, you should feel the same way, and neither of you know the other one is also, feeling the same thing. And I didn't at any point. And
Ellie felt too confident
yeah,
when she was going around. She was like setting the traps and like da-da-da-da, and Abby didn't seem scared enough.
yeah, exactly. And
I
I also wish
went on for too long.
It did drag, and I hate that fight, which could have been so amazing, was just a little bit underwhelming. And then you have such a great fight in the Rat King,
Yeah.
In conclusion,
was
this
a
whole
great-
game was shit.
Yeah, women don't
I think it was
sell.
a great.
Exactly.
They don't. It's true. It's true. I think it was a great narrative decision to do that, and I think I do think it really fit the narrative.
It was cool.
And it made the emotion, the set the emotions of, I think, what Neil Druckmann and everyone wanted you to feel. It wasn't a happy game.
No, it's not supposed to be.
I don't care what
And
Neil
I think
Cuckman wanted me to feel, okay?
That's right.
Fucking cuck.
I think people go into it and criticize it because it didn't make you have fun. I'm like, that wasn't the point.
It was fun though. It was great fun.
Yeah,
well,
it
but
was.
didn't make you feel fun.
Some people did not enjoy it because
Dude,
it didn't.
I had to
make them
take a 3-day break from gaming. I was drained. It was amazing. It was a great
Honestly.
experience, but I had to stop. And I will say, I feel like that feeling of being drained wouldn't have been so bad if we'd had an option at the end for choosing the fate of Abby.
That was the biggest sin,
yeah.
in my opinion, is that
I fully agree.
it wasn't a choice that we made. It was a choice made for us. And each one of them could have been presented as a choice, and then the outcome could have been different for what you did, blah, blah, blah. Like we said, if you had chosen to kill Abby, maybe you lost your fingers in that fight, and then you have you beat Abby, you lost is it Dana or Diana?
You lost Dana,
Dana,
but also the ability to play the guitar, that last
that
connection
memory.
to Joel.
Yeah.
That was
Exactly. And then if you chosen to spare her, then maybe there would have been a version where Dana had stayed and you would have still had the memory of Joel, and you would have grown. If it had been a choice, that would have been so much more impactful. But it was given to you in the shittest way. You didn't get resolution or revenge on the person that killed the guy you've loved for so long, and you've lost everything as well. So it was all just you lose,
Yeah,
which
that
is
was
fine.
the most.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's why they
but-
didn't give you
but
the choice,
if-
because they wanted to feel you the most pain possible.
They made you
Well,
feel
that's the thing.
empty
It would have
at
been-
the end of the game.
It would have been cool to make it a choice, because then that would have been a massive discussion. It would have
Yeah.
been something to,
Oh, that's very
and also to play again as well. Like that would have been really cool.
And then the
That's just
pain
a
would have
choice,
been
then.
self-inflicted, which would have made it so
Yes.
much worse or better. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
impactful.
Yeah.
I just disagree.
Because you don't know good games. That's why we're here.
It was horrible and terrible, but I loved the emptiness the game gave you at the end. Nothing was good at the end.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
great.
all despair and sad, and obviously losing that connection with losing her fingers and not being able to play guitar. It was amazing, and not getting her revenge and being left empty and lonely. Like Ellie felt that, and that made me feel that. And I just thought that was perfect storytelling. And I wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
I just don't. The thing is, I would have been okay with that if she'd killed Abby.
Yeah.
Because
then it would have been the lesson that you lose everything if you go for revenge.
Then it would have been a hollow victory, right? Instead, it's just hollow, and so just something about the ending isn't right. Like it's just they missed the mark somewhere.
If Ellie killed Abby, it would have made her truly a monster.
True.
And I don't think they would have wanted her to become that. I think she kind of learned her lesson, but she started to realize revenge. She needs to break the cycle, right? She needs to break the cycle.
But she
revenge.
But it just shows that breaking the cycle gives you nothing. Like you,
Right, exactly.
You got nothing from doing that. Whereas if she had
lost
taken
everything. She broke the cycle and lost
Exactly.
everything anyway. Yeah.
if she had taken the
Price of going out for revenge.
the terrible route and going for revenge and had lost everything, then it's like, you see what you get? You see what you get when you do that?
It's not worth it in the end, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. But we didn't get it that way. And don't get me wrong, it's not like we're saying that, this whole game is trash and we need to move on from it and learn our lesson for the next time. But if they had done that, I think that would have been a really, really impactful ending. Just giving you that choice to do one of the
Yeah,
other.
I tend to agree. But I feel what you're saying, Ben, though, about because Ellie has so much loss, you feel that. And again, I enjoyed that in a sense because I think the point of a game like that is to make you feel things, not to specifically make you enjoy the game, but to make you feel a thing. And the fact, I think a lot of people misunderstood the opinion. We said that it was a great game, and I was emotionally drained and had to take a couple days. I had to take days off gaming. It was just draining, And people are like, that doesn't sound good, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. It caused that much of an emotional response that means it's excellent. You know, it just because it's not a good feeling, just because I wasn't smiling for 5 days, you know, laughing constantly, like, doesn't mean it wasn't incredible. I just wish that ending would have, I don't know, something's off in my opinion. But what they did was good, but it could have been better, you know.
Yeah. Easy there, Wonder Woman of 1984.
I mean, let's
you
be honest,
can be anything you want, sweetheart, whatever she is. Princess.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla made Tyler not play games for nearly a year.
Oh, that broke him. That broke him.
That was a bad reason. That wasn't good.
Yeah.
But Last of Us 2 just was so good.
Yeah.
So good, and made so much an emotion on you that...
See, okay, here's the difference, right? Tyler took a year off gaming because he was like, I don't know, done with it. I had to take...
He was also heartbroken.
Right. I had to take a few days off. But I came back like, man, gaming, this is like the peak form of entertainment. I was so happy about it. I just needed some time to recharge because I was drained. But like, I came back stronger than ever. Like, man, what a good like experience. I mean, felt shit, but like it was great in a weird kind of dichotomy. But I feel like, I'll put it this way. I feel like The Last of Us, although it drags a bit with Abby's section, it at least respects your time. And I haven't heard anyone say that for Valhalla.
No, you're not.
No, not at all.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, what a good freaking topic.
Yeah.
That was
That went-
stumbled
that went
upon that.
places.
Stumbled upon that one.